Hey guys, Fish here. So we hit 5K recently, which is crazy. My primary channel has been at 5,000 for a while now, but this one happened really fast. This channel, which was basically supposed to be a dumping ground for TF2 clips and video game reviews, has rapidly overtaken the main channel. I wrote this when I had just hit 5K, and now we're already nearing 6.5. And we have reached that point in about 90 days. This is an insane amount of support, and I'd really like to thank everyone for getting me this far this fast. Since my classic video blew the fuck up, it's been pretty crazy. I've gotten some very supportive comments, and the reaction to the Bad Weapon Academy series has been nothing short of astonishing. I think it's sort of because it hit this perfect storm of the relative drought of TF2 content lately, along with the lack of major updates. So when people see this series that encourages them to go back and play the game in a new way they didn't consider before, then yeah, you'll probably get a pretty good response from that. It reminds me of when I watch old Germa and Star videos where they do something silly like play Ambassador Spy in dumb spots that no one would ever check, and I immediately wanted to jump in the game and do the same thing even though I was terrible at it every single time. I still am, by the way. I suck shit with the Ambassador and it has nothing to do with the nerf. But seeing the response and seeing that that's done that to at least a couple people, it makes me so happy, and I consider my job well done, because it's videos like that that help keep TF2 alive in spite of all the troubles that plague it. With the recent bot issues and imbalanced weapons, random crits, matchmaking still having big issues, competitive still having major issues, lack of support from Valve, and no major updates in over 1,000 days now, it's really easy to see the game in a bleak state. But the crazy support I've been given on just my videos shows that the community is still eager to keep this game going. When I made that video on the Classic, it was mostly on a whim, and I half considered not even making it at all. I hadn't touched the channel in a while since I launched it, and I wanted to do something a little more high effort than the part 2 of the Taunt Kill series. Especially since no one had asked for it at that point, and it only had a couple hundred views. It actually did decently for a while, above average from what I expected, and it sat at around 10,000 views for a while, which I was more than happy with. Now, it's sitting at over 250,000 views and still rising. Bad Weapon Academy has gotten me recognized in-game multiple times, which I never thought would happen.
Everyone, there's a spy as me. Everyone turn around. Everyone, there's a spy as me. He's below the cart. He's as me. He's looking at the cart. He looks like me, and he is me. Got him.
Who does the spy look like?
He was me. He was
Is
me.
that the real fish stick on a stick? Is that the real fish stick on a stick?
No, I'm a fake one. Now, as far as the future of the channel is concerned, there's no need to worry. I'm gonna keep the Bad Weapon Academy videos coming as fast as I can, and keep them coming for as long as there's bad weapons to cover. The big problem with Bad Weapon Academy isn't actually the editing process or getting the right footage. It's actually the simple matter of me getting good with a bad weapon so I can teach you guys how to use it most effectively. Some weapons I have ideas for, but they need testing, or I just need to get over the skill ceiling cap with them. That's something I wasn't really able to do with the Babyface's blaster. That 10 kill streak at the beginning was unfortunately the highest one I got, but I kind of felt I had to rush that video out because so many people were asking for a new episode after the classic one blew up. You can even see the editing was rushed a bit, and I make a typo when I'm fighting the spy here. In fairness, I did finish editing this sometime around 6 or 7 AM. For a lot of weapons, it would be really easy to say, oh, there's no using this thing. Well, sucks to suck, thanks for watching. Which I think will unfortunately be the case for some weapons. But I need to give it my all and at least try them out in multiple scenarios with multiple loadouts before I can make that claim for sure. Like, a lot of people had left the Babyface for dead before I made my video, but I'm actually seeing it a lot in game now, and that makes me really happy even if they're not doing it because of me. When I get killed by a Brass Beast Heavy or a Classic Sniper, I smile so much at just the idea that they watched my video and took the same inspiration I did watching Germa and Star guard trash all those years ago. Anyway, the point of all this is that if you don't see a Bad Weapon Academy video on the channel for a while, don't go assuming I've given up on the series. I'm always working on new ways to make underwhelming weapons work in your favor. It just takes a good amount of time on top of making the actual video. However, I don't want to for lack of a better term, pull a soundsmith and pigeonhole myself into one series and one game. His mistake was early on saying that he could apply stereotypes to everything, like paints and taunts and all kinds of shit, so in theory, he could keep the series going forever. But then he got burnt out, I want to say halfway through weapon stereotypes, and realized, oh well shit, I have to finish this now, more out of a sense of obligation than of me actually wanting to make these videos. I'd really rather that doesn't happen to me, because that pigeonhole is insanely tough to get out of. I don't want people to beg me to make nothing but Bad Weapon Academy and desperately stretch the definition of a bad weapon in order to facilitate that. Hey Fish, can you do a Bad Weapon Academy on the stock grenade launcher? I mean, it's basically a downgrade to the Iron Bomber, so when can we see that video? I'm already seeing hints of that in the comments, so I just thought I'd nip that in the bud. Though I suppose it's a bit understandable considering they're my only big videos, and I don't really have much else on the channel at the moment. I'm working on that. I've got a few scripts written out, or mostly written out, for other videos, but I just don't have that many opportunities to record. Also, if you see me upload a video that isn't TF2 related at all, don't assume I've left the game either. If I do end up deciding to take an extended or even permanent break from TF2, or at least making TF2 content, I'll let you guys know. The channel is called Fasoas TF2, but when I made it, I really wanted it to be a general gaming channel. That's why I uploaded the Jurassic Park Operation Genesis and Jurassic World Evolution review when I launched it. It was sort of to establish that there's going to be some variety. If you don't want to watch the variety content and just want TF2, that's totally fine, I understand completely. There's a lot of games that content creators will play that I'm honestly just not interested in, so I don't watch videos on them. And if I do that to you guys, then don't worry, the view counts will clue me into that fact. I'm just saying that I am a human being and I experience burnout, even on games I love and even on TF2. I see games as kind of like bands that you really like. For example, I really like Led Zeppelin, but I kind of have to be in the mood to want to sit down and listen to them. I can't just pop them on and get into it whenever. That's kind of like how I am with my Zoo Tycoons and my J-Wees. I have to be in the right mood. TF2 is like my Fleetwood Mac or Pink Floyd. I can listen to them anytime for hours, but eventually I'm going to want to mix it up a bit or take a break. Speaking of J-Wee interviews, more of those are definitely on the way, but writing them can be a bit of a pain in the ass since I'll have to play through the game multiple times, or at least a hell of a lot, to make sure my review is as detailed and accurate as possible. I have a few in the works right now, but none of them are really close to being done yet because of that multiple playthroughs wall, especially for games I view negatively. That would be like me having to listen to an Imagine Dragons album on loop to explain in thorough detail why I hate them. So yeah, that's about all I wanted to say. Thank you so much for the support you've given me. Don't be surprised if you start seeing more casual highlights more often than Bad Weapon Academy, and look out for more reviews in the distant future. Until next time.